Welcome back to GTM World, the show where we break down how the best go-to-market operators are actually building and running their motion today. I'm your host Amar, and my guest today has one of the most interesting vantage points in the game. He runs CMM, an agency sending around 12 million emails a month, booking over 200 meetings a month at under a 1% bounce rate. And then he went and built the product I wanted to talk to him about, Signaliz, a signal intelligence platform that's trying to kill the static contact list for good. Josh Whitfield, welcome to GTM World. Great to have you.
Thank you. Awesome to be here. Appreciate the opportunity.
My pleasure. So let's get right into it. We keep this tight 15 minutes, five questions straight to the point. So, my first question is going to be, you have been running CMM, 12 millions email a month, 200 plus meetings under 1% bounce rate. You clearly had a system that worked. So, what was the specific pain that made you say, I need to build something that doesn't exist yet and launch Signalist?
I mean, we manage 25 to 30 different clients at any given time, and those clients are across the world. Most of them are in SaaS, private equity, different industries. But look, everybody says this is easy. It's just not easy, right? And at the end of the day, every client is different. They have different ICPs, different TAMs, different leads, a lot of different ways to approach and get results, how you send messages. So, you know, I have 17 years of Fortune 500 business experience. I have 4 years running, CMM and now a new business, Signaliz. And, I really wanted to build something that took all of that knowledge together, offered it as a SaaS, and really deliver a SaaS to people that they could use, but also learn from our agency, right? We made plenty of mistakes. We have a good idea of what works, what doesn't work. And trying to put that into a SaaS is hard, but I'm doing my best.
And great to know that, get to know the backstory and all of that stuff. So, let's do a deep dive and walk me through a real example. A customer drops in their best case study or a pitch deck. Like what actually happens inside Signal and what do they get back in 60 seconds?
Yeah, I mean, the easy part is the data, right? Like you can go into Signalist today, connect it to Claude, OpenAI, Codex, Cloud Code, anti-gravity, whatever you want to use that allows you to connect an API or an MCP. And data is the easy part, right? We have email verification, we have finding emails, we have signals. That's where the product started. Signals is kind of cool because it's prompt based. It's not your typical signal tool. So if you want to, you could write a prompt to say, tell me why this particular website visited my website, and it's going to use memory, reasoning, and logic to produce real signals that support that. And that's what's unique about that. But what it's becoming and really the method we're going is two ways. Number one, ops. So imagine connecting to 800 different tools, right, via API or MCP, like Salesforce or HubSpot, saying monitor these types of leads, write emails, pull signals, send them out through instantly. That's one flow. I think what I'm most proud of is what we're calling Campaign Builder, which is where you're going to be able to go in and build campaigns from beginning to end. And I think everybody does, not everybody, there's a lot of tools that do that, but this isn't your basic AI stuff, right? This is predictive machine learning built um, recommendations trained on real data, millions of sends, subject lines, CTAs, bounces, everything that I could bring in to make this tool predictive and ultimately, and what I'm most proud of is that it learns, right? And so if you go out and send 1,000 emails, it's going to learn. So next week when you do that again, all of that knowledge is going to be prompted into your next
Amazing.
campaign. And there's nothing like that on the market. I don't care if it's a $50 million AI SDR, it doesn't exist, but it will. All right, so just give you a quick idea. Here's how Signaliz works in practice, right? So at the beginning, all we did is say find attorneys in Phoenix with Signaliz. See how broad that is, see how very specific that could be. And what's nice about when you see Signaliz and Claude is you can actually see it working. So when you click into the sub layers, you can see it talking through the process that it's going through. It's actually using our lead gen tools and it's talking through those steps, step by step. And then it even has things like spend approval. So Signal is not going to go off and just spend money and do things. It's going to ask for your approval. And Claude and Codex, OpenAI code, they're all very transparent. And so if you actually look into it, you can see the prompts that are driving this. And what's powerful about Signal is number one, it's economical. Like every one of these tasks are costing a penny or less. And there's just not a tool out there that kind of has this kind of capability and balance. But even in a simple request, as it goes through. If you doubt how capable it is, you can just look at it and see exactly what it's doing. But even more importantly, you can
Nice.
see we went from find attorneys in Phoenix with Signaliz down to a verified list, and it even gave us more than we asked for. But I believe in data integrity. So you noticed it's telling us every one of these come back with verified emails that are true, that are high confidence. And this is Claude. Like Claude can go out and check anything with its own web capability. It's giving us that distribution, and then you're ending up with a list. Now, what's super powerful about Signal is now is that if you have instantly connected, if you have an MCP added in here, it doesn't matter any of our 800 connections and or any other tool, you can now take this and move this data anywhere. You can pull it from one place and put it somewhere else and vice versa. But I use this example to show you how powerful Signal is because if you've ever tried to pull local leads, that's hard. And to pull local leads is hard. And then pulling local leads with actual verified emails is even more hard,
Yeah.
right? Pulling leads out of LinkedIn is simple. And of course, Signaliz can do that. But I wanted to show you a very specific use case and also show you the data integrity of Signaliz because I'm going to always build it and it's always going to work in a way where Claude can come back behind it and tell you, hey, this is right, this is wrong. But this is kind of the future and the power of what Signaliz can do.
Love it. Okay, so my next question is, you said publicly, I made the classic founder mistake. I built what was impressive instead of what was useful. What specifically did you cut and what did that simplification unlock for Signalize?
Yeah, so when I first started doing this, I thought, look, I'm going to build a signals tool and I'm going to build a data tool and I'm going to do it with MCPs and CLIs and everybody's going to be impressed. And and yet it didn't really take off. Like it was just a competition of price. My verifier versus someone else's, my email finding versus someone else's. And it got me some customers and we have some recurring customers. I mean, we're doing a million API calls a month, so we're doing okay.
Amazing.
But now there's 20 tools that do that, right? And that was the classic founder mistake. I think is just building something cool and so, I put a lot of thought into this and I ultimately said, what can I do that really is unique and really used also, a lot of feedback from different people that I work with and trust. And that's kind of where I landed on like, look, I have this agency. We're doing really well. We partner with Clay and Instantly and everybody else, and we have all of this knowledge. If we could just ever figure out how to put that into a solution that everybody could benefit from, that is what doesn't exist in the market. And that's all I've been doing now for the last 2 months is working towards that. But that was the mistake, is just assuming I could build something cool and make a lot of money, because that's not good enough in today's world anymore.
I love that idea and clarity. Okay, so you say that GTM era of intuition is over. The signal era has begun. Most people are still buying contact list and calling it intent data. What's one signal you have actually seen predict a deal 3 to 6 months out? Something that would surprise people.
Yeah, the interesting part is this part I knew from the beginning, which is kind of exciting, is that when I built Signaliz, it's called Signaliz because it was originally meant to be like a really cool signals tool, right? And there are 50, $100 million companies that exist today that are well funded that provide you the same data. It's news, funding, changes in jobs. There's basically like 12 signals that they all provide, and they've mixed them up into various variables, etc. And then tools like Common Room come along that are much more robust and controlling where you can do and combine different data. So all of that gave me this idea like, look, we have all these literally billion-dollar models that are coming out in tools, some of the biggest companies in the world, and they're only getting better. And so I need to give people the opportunity to not go find news and find company. Anybody can do that for cheap. I need to give people the opportunity to say, this is my business, this is my ICP. Go find signals that are relative to what's going on in my business and what I'm selling and to the problems that this potential lead or company has. And AI can do that because it can reason, it has memory, it learns, it can now get access to all that data, it can scrape, it has computer use and browser use. And so that is the capability that I wanted to unlock. And I can tell you, my clients, which are some of the biggest agencies in the world, bigger than mine, that use our signals tool, they figured that out. that they have figured out that reasoning, understanding, and asking the right question, not just go find signals, but find signals that are relative to our ICP and then listing out our ICP. That is what gets them the insight and the messaging that no one else can send. That makes sense.
Love it, love it. Okay, so Josh's last question was, as 2027, signal-based GTM is the new standard. What's the thing that's obvious than that everyone's still blind to right now?
It's 2027, and I think the thing that's obvious is that data is exponentially cheap and readily available, but we still need data translators, and we still need people that understand how to take data and translate that into meaningful context for the business. And the people that can translate that into human language that gets people to engage with you are the people who win.
For everyone listening who wants to dig into Signaliz, where should they go to check it out?
Yeah, I mean, we got it simple. It's signaliz.com. It's an easy Google. It's an easy Chat GPT. I get more people finding it now in Chat GPT and Claude than anywhere else. But just signaliz.com, sign up for it, try it out. You get 500 credits for free. You can do a lot with 500 credits. And I think you'll be surprised, especially over the next couple of weeks, the capabilities that you'll see are going to be things you've never seen in any tool before.
Love that energy. So perfect, Josh. Thanks for coming on GTM World, and everyone watching. If you got something out of this, subscribe and we will see you in the next one. Take care.